We welcome all families and friends of the graduates of the Lesley University class of 2024. We acknowledge that the land that we occupy on our campus in Cambridge and today in Boston has been cared for by indigenous people since time immemorial. Explorers and colonizers came here and stayed without treating the people they met as equals or as rightful stewards of this land, taking their lives, land, and resources. We are gathered on the traditional homeland of the Massachusetts nation. We also acknowledge their neighbors and relatives, the Nipmuc and Wampanoag peoples. We humbly recognize the sacrifices that this country's indigenous communities were forced to make in order for us to be here today and hold this ceremony. We honor their connection to these lands and are grateful for the legacy they left us, ceremonial and sacred places in nature, ancestral burial grounds on this land, and language through place names and words now integrated in English. Thank you. Leading the procession is Betty Ann McKay, a member of the Staff Representative Advisory Council, which represents all staff who have made a positive difference in the lives of our students and the quality of their education. Betty Ann McKay is followed by the faculty members of Lesley University. The faculty will line the aisles for the faculty salute to honor the class of 2024. Would you please stand for the commencement procession? Please welcome Lesley University's graduates from the academic areas of education, mental health and well-being, the Threshold programs, the College of Art and Design, and Liberal Arts and Business. Please welcome the stage party, including the Chief Marshal, the Vice Provost of the 5 academic areas, student speakers, faculty leadership, university administrators, the University Board of Trustees, the honorary degree recipient, and the university president.
Good morning and welcome. The 2024 Lesley University Commencement Ceremony is now called to order. Please be seated. It is my privilege to introduce the chair of the Lesley University Board of Trustees, Hans D. Strock.
Good morning. It may be wet, clammy, and cold out there and overcast, but the sun is shining on all of you. Congratulations. It is my pleasure to welcome you, the entire Lesley University class of 2024, your families and friends, our honorees and dignitaries, and the faculty, administration, and staff to this historic day. For the first time, we are gathering the entire graduating body together, undergrads, advanced degree graduates, and threshold students. We celebrate your accomplishments and the impact you will soon have on our community, our nation, and our world. Over the course of your time here, you have learned, grown, collaborated, and innovated. You are well on your way to helping and inspiring others through the dedication you have for education, mental health, the arts, liberal arts, and business. You are lifelong learners who are just setting off on your chosen career paths. The importance and power of a degree from Lesley University is something that will propel you forward for all your life. There is no doubt that Lesley University has had an impact on every one of you. But you all have also had an impact on Lesley. It has evolved with you. Your hunger for knowledge has energized our faculty and staff. Your dedication has made us more focused and committed than ever to create the best possible educational experience. Whether you've been part of our community for 2 years, 5 years, or more, your presence has helped shape who we are today. And I personally want to thank you for that. After today, you'll be one of more than 90,000 Lesley alums, taking our planet by storm. You are part of a proud and well-respected group. You join a long line of talented, trailblazing, trend-setting Lesley graduates. As you meet them through your career, you will share a special bond. It means something to be a Lesley graduate. Your future is bright. You have a social mission. The world needs you now more than ever. On behalf of the Lesley University Board of Trustees, I extend congratulations on your academic achievements and best wishes for the next chapter of your life's journey. And a special congratulations to your families who have supported you all along. It is now my privilege to introduce the president of Lesley University, Janet L. Steinmeier.
Thank you, Hans, and welcome to Commencement 2024. As I stand here in Boston's Leader Bank Pavilion with its majestic setting by the Boston Harbor, and I look out over this sea of black caps and colored tassels and all the different kinds of regalia, I can't help but smile broadly. You've accomplished so much in your time here. Like Curvins Georges, who grew up in Haiti, began his studies at Bunker Hill Community College, and at Lesley learned to lean into his natural talent for graphic design. And Autumn Porter, whose powerful photographic work about identity and transformation won the Dean's Excellence Award at the College of Art and Design. And Victoria Lai, an illustration major and animation minor, who uses her art for storytelling around Vietnamese culture to captivate audiences. And Jordan Blair and Zara Qureshi, both business majors. Jordan is a student-athlete basketball player, and Zara, the first president of the business club, where I had the pleasure of presenting with her mother, an impressive businesswoman in her own right. And Janai Sibley, a biology major, president of the Black Student Union and member of the President's Student Advisory Council, with fellow members of the class of 2024, Yasmin Jama, Jordan Blair, Abigail Galanis, Melina Mercado, Lital Dotan, and Earl Simons. And Aaliyah Blackett, a double major in English and education. She served as the president of Sigma Tau Delta at Lesley and will become a core member for Teach for America. And Mia Santilli, a member of our softball team, a social work major who interned at the Threshold program and is onto a job working at Street Smart Ventures in Connecticut, creating entrepreneur opportunities for people with disabilities. And Carla Maldonado, an art therapy major, who founded the Lesley Unidos Student Affinity Group at Lesley. And Lena Coral, graduating today with a master's in clinical mental health counseling, whose skills embody the introspection, genuineness, honesty, and relatability that are core of the Lesley model. As an undergraduate, Britley Gahn served as our Lynx soccer goalie, incidentally with distinction, and now works in our athletic department as our goalkeeper coach. Britley will be receiving today her master's in clinical mental health counseling. And Bonnie Diamond, earning a master's in music therapy, who's planning to bring that skill into the Marblehead schools. And Erin Lee Spencer from the Counseling and Psychology Doctoral Program, a mother of 2 small children whose dissertation is on mothering in the COVID-19 pandemic. And Barbara Bethea, receiving today her PhD in Expressive Arts Therapy, the first African-American registered poetry therapist working in the New York City correctional system, the oldest jail-based art therapy program in the United States. And Abby Robinson and Ari Gallagher, members of our Threshold program. Abby is using her learning at Lesley to grow her jewelry making business. And Ari is fulfilling her lifelong dream to attend the Disney College program. And Johnny Cole, earning his PhD in education today, who studied white teachers' racial identity development in response to professional development aimed at anti-racist pedagogies. And Estras Manny Garcia, the first-generation master's degree graduate who is also the spouse of Lesley's Associate Director of the Education PhD program, Jasmine Colon Garcia, who will in a few moments personally present him with his diploma. I could go on and on and on, but I'm thinking you would rather graduate? So instead, I would like to share with you very briefly some thoughts brought on by my newly acquired fascination with the Japanese art of kintsugi, which stands for golden joinery. There's a little store in the Huron Village section of Cambridge, very close to our South Campus, where they practice this art, as well as the art of Nantucket basket making. This store, Grey Mist, has always intrigued me, as it seems so wonderful that the surrounding community supports a store dedicated to these arts. Kintsugi is the art of mending pottery by putting pieces together in a lacquer that's mixed with gold or platinum or silver. It transforms a plate or vessel into something perhaps even more beautiful than it was before, because the lines of breakage shimmer with new life. They are themselves a source of beauty of the object. Cracks are highlighted, transforming flaws and imperfections into a roadmap, some say a mosaic, of the object's life and resilience. So why do I talk about kintsugi when you're about to walk across the stage? Because I hope you will bring this visual image with you in your mind as you go forth in your lives. Educators, won't you do something similar, taking students with different pieces of understanding and providing them with the golden glue to put those pieces together into a more beautiful whole? Those of you who are going into mental health or social services professions, isn't this what you do so well? Often working with individuals and communities to put the pieces together into a new whole that is more beautiful and stronger, because whatever was broken before has been addressed and healed. Artists, of course, you know the power of a visual image to convey a universe of understanding, and also the way you draw on the pieces of work that have gone before to create an even more compelling piece that can bring people together with the type of bond art uniquely provides. Those of you in liberal arts are drawing on the breadth of areas of understanding you've developed to do similar things, to create new beauty and understanding by putting them together. And those of you in business, this is what you do with organizations, which also sometimes need mending and someone to unify the pieces so they can come together in ways that are even stronger. And finally, doesn't this image speak to resilience, to our motto of persistence, perissim ni persistitiam? I would have perished had I not persisted. It reminds us that we are resilient, that we can meet and surpass the challenges because we have the tools, the craftsmanship, to weave the pieces together, sometimes into a thing of more beauty. So as you go forward in the next step of your life's journey, go boldly. You may have missteps, but that's okay. What you have learned at Lesley will allow you to be the menders, the illuminators, the connectors, the unifiers, who embrace life's imperfections and produce more beautiful outcomes. May each of you find beauty in life's imperfections, and may you find peace and hope and friendship in love wherever your journey takes you. And now I'd like to invite our chair of the board and our interim provost to join me at the podium.
Good morning. Honorary degrees are awarded to individuals who have achieved distinction in their chosen fields and professions. By their example, honorary degree recipients make tangible a set of values we aspire to as an academic community. These individuals are models to us because of their intellectual engagement, professional achievement, and civic commitment. We are honored today to award an honorary degree to American naturalist, writer, and scriptwriter Cy Montgomery.
The Lesley University Board of Trustees has authorized the awarding of this honorary Doctor of Humane Letters degree to Cy Montgomery in recognition of the outstanding contributions and achievements that have brought this individual to this assembly today.
Will Cy Montgomery, the honorary degree recipient, and her faculty escort, Dr. Lorraine Greenfield, please come forward.
Hello, everybody. I have a problem. How do you introduce a woman who the New York Times describes as one of our finest chroniclers of the natural world, who has been chased by an angry silverback gorilla in Zaire and bitten by a vampire bat in Costa Rica, worked in a pit crawling with 18,000 snakes in Manitoba, and handled a wild tarantula in French Guiana, deftly undressed by an orangutan in Borneo, hunted by a tiger in India, and swum with piranhas, electric eels, and dolphins in the Amazon, searched the Altai Mountains of Mongolia's Gobi for snow leopards, hiked into the trackless cloud forest of Papua New Guinea to radio collar tree kangaroos, and learned to scuba dive in order to commune with octopuses. Her publisher noted that Cy Montgomery is a naturalist, documentary scriptwriter, and author of 20 books. I looked on Amazon and I found at least 62 books, I think there's more, of nonfiction for adults and children, including the memoir, The Good, Good Pig, a national bestseller. A remarkable accomplishment was documented in the Orion magazine piece, Deep Intellect, about her friendship with a sensitive, sweet-natured octopus named Athena and grief at her death. She wrote about these creatures with a sense of awe, about their central brain in the size of an African gray parrot, and neural matter in each of its 8 arms, noting that octopuses have varied personalities and intelligence they show in myriad ways, endless trickery to get food and escape enclosures, jetting water playfully to bounce objects like balls, and evading their caretakers by using a scoop net as a trampoline and running around the floor in 8 arms. Cy Montgomery, naturalist, documentary scriptwriter, and author, is the recipient of numerous honors, including Lifetime Achievement from the Humane Society and the New England Booksellers Association. She lives in New Hampshire with her husband, border collie, and a flock of chickens. Cy, welcome to Lesley. In recognition of your amazing explorations, achievements, and lifelong work to document the diversity of marine life, the trustees of Lesley University are honored and pleased to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters.
was pretty great. Thank you so much. So, on this, which may well be the most momentous day of your lives, I have good news and bad news about your future. First, the bad news. Things are going to go horribly wrong. And now the good news. Things are going to go horribly wrong. Of course, what we wish for ourselves, particularly at beginnings like today, is that everything in our future goes according to plan. But if you're lucky, it won't. And when plans go haywire, sometimes this is the greatest blessing. The trick is, to see the blessing, we sometimes need to change our perspective. One day in the Peruvian Amazon, I was in need of just this. And that's how I found myself 7 stories up a machimango tree, hanging not by a slender thread, but by a thin enough rope. And below me, in the canoe that had carried me to this spot, people were fishing for piranhas. Not a good place to be, one might think. This might remind you of how you feel as you carry your newly minted degrees into today's troubled world. So what was I doing up that tree? I was looking for pink dolphins. Now, pink dolphins aren't like those pink elephants that used to appear to my mother after her 3rd or 4th martini. They really exist. They are real dolphins, but they live in fresh water, and they're sometimes gray, but sometimes they're hot pink or bubblegum pink. And I was in the Amazon working on a book about them, my 3rd big book, which was called Journey of the Pink Dolphins. Now, the first thing that went horribly wrong with this book was its entire premise fell through. I'd pitched it as a book in which I'd follow these little-known creatures on their migration, find out where they go when they migrate. I'd heard they were migratory at a conference from the world's top expert on them, Dr. Vera da Silva. So I show up in Brazil in Dr. da Silva's office. I've got my contract, I've got my photographer with me, and it was then that she revealed some unsettling news. She told me, turns out they don't migrate at all. That was the entire premise of my book. So now, things were looking even worse. Bad enough I can't follow them on their non-existent migration, but these dolphins, unlike marine dolphins, they don't have tall dorsal fins. They don't spring out of the water. They're very difficult to see. They're just a low ridge shimmering on the water's surface. So during the first weeks I spent on my first expedition to the Amazon, first in Brazil and then in Peru, I could only spot fragments of the animals. I couldn't tell individuals apart. I couldn't even count how many there were. I tried watching from a canoe. I tried swimming in the black waters, opening my eyes beneath the water to try to see them. But it didn't work, which might have been good because later I found out that there were all kinds of piranhas and electric eels in the water. Couldn't see them either. So finally, trying to get the perspective of height, and by climbing as high as I could, I hoped that I could peer down and penetrate the water's surface. That's why I was up that tree. So there I was, my weight hanging in the grips of this climbing apparatus that mountain climbers use to scale cliffs, with leather loops about my thighs and belly. To ascend, you step into a sort of noose and you straighten the leg, you pull up with your arms, sliding a knot the length of the step, and you do it again and again and again. And I'd never done this before. I shook with fear and exertion. But finally, it felt like the tree itself was calling me up. So up I climbed, into this world I did not know existed. The treetop was a new universe full of life. Giant centipedes curled in the crevices of its bark. Snails clung to the undersides of leaves. A galaxy of orchids perched on the taller branches. Up and up I climbed, past two orapendula nests. Two sets of parent birds had wisely built their purse-like nurseries alongside an enormous wasp's nest, bigger than a pumpkin. It was like having a police station on your block. Up I climbed past this giant swollen termite nest, close enough to smell that it smelled like cedar. The insects use this to repel other insects. And up I climbed past vines who were climbing with me, only slower, on their hunt for light. I climbed up past one branch where there was a plant called a bromeliad perched. It's a relative of the pineapple. Its overlapping leaves form a bowl in which rainwater collects. I looked in, and inside the bowl was a mini world of water, a tiny lake full of its own biota. There was a frog in there, and wiggling mosquito larvae, and snails, and a beetle, and someone had laid their eggs in there, maybe a salamander or some water-loving insect. Scientists have, in fact, cataloged 500 species that can live just in the rainwater collected in a bromeliad's bowl. It's a tiny lake, all of its own. And then I reached the top of the rope, and I looked down, and below me I saw parakeets zooming and butterflies fluttering, and the water was still as dark and impenetrable as night. I could see no dolphins. So was my climb a failure? Far from it. I didn't see what I expected or hoped to see. I didn't get just a better view of something I already knew. Instead, I'd been given a glimpse of a treetop world that few of us in the US even dream of existing on this planet. I was given a far more exciting and profound view, an unexpected insight, a surprise gift. And that's a pretty good working definition of a blessing. And so many times in my life, I've found myself in a similar situation. In India, I was researching my second book called Spell of the Tiger, and I traveled to Sundarban, which is this huge mangrove forest that stretches between India and Bangladesh. I had set up everything in advance. I had a translator, I had a speedboat, a PhD biologist who spoke perfect English as well as Bengali was going to go with me. And every one of those things fell through the first day I ended up in India. P.S. I got stuck out there in Sundarban in a reserve with 500 man-eating tigers. The women stay home where they're eaten by crocodiles. They really are man-eaters. And India declared martial law, so I could not leave, and there was no chance of anyone else coming who might be my translator. But you know what happened? Because of this, I was forced to use my own eyes and ears and my rudimentary Bengali to see and feel this place firsthand, and to make relationships with the local people that would not have been possible if I had been with a PhD biologist. And I got to write about this unique place and culture in a way that no one else had ever done. And the same thing happened when I showed up at Gombe Stream Reserve in Tanzania at Jane Goodall's invitation for my first book. Jane Goodall was my childhood heroine, but she stood me up. But again, although my heart was broken, it was a blessing, because I ended up being able again to make observations of the apes on my own that I would not have been able to do if I was following Jane around. Same thing happened in northern Thailand. I was researching another book called Search for the Golden Moon Bear. Thought I was on the trail of a new species. It wasn't. But everywhere we went, it just seemed like a disaster. We would go to a place and find empty forests where all the animals had been killed. We would find parks that were overrun with refugees who were displaced and experiencing terrible tragedies, and they were killing and eating all the animals. We were finding people without legs, without arms, who'd been blown apart by landmines. I even met an elephant who had lost a leg to a landmine while she was forced to do illegal logging in Burma. I felt my luck had really run out. And I was certain that this book was going to be so depressing, it was going to have to come with a cyanide tablet in the end. Well, one of our expeditions led me into northern Thailand, and we visited a village of Lahu Na to talk with the local hunters about the bears. And one of the interviewees happened to be a shaman. So after the interview, he generously offered to conduct a soul binding ceremony to keep my soul from fluttering off. And they bind your wrists with thread. As he was looking at my wrists, he suddenly exclaims, "These are the luckiest wrists I've ever seen." Because the way they tell your fortune is not looking at your palm, but your wrist. And I realized the shaman was right. It was my tremendous good fortune to be exactly there, exactly then, witnessing what I needed to see in order to bring this news back to my readers, so that we might help do something about these sorrows at a critical time in our history. And as for my book on pink dolphins, to this day, I think it's one of my best yet. I did not follow them on their non-existent migration, but I did follow them in another way, more like a disciple follows a teacher. I followed them through people's stories and myths. I followed them back in time, thanks to an evolutionary biologist who took me back to the time when whales once walked on land. And on my final trip, off a remote slip of land in the Tapajós River in Brazil, I was able to recognize 7 pink dolphins who would come to me as I swam in the river, and I could even feel them sounding me with their echolocation. They even would blow bubbles beneath me, which would sizzle up over my skin. And I found out that in captivity, they'll often do this to each other, almost like giving a massage. So, on this important day, my advice to you is twofold. First, like a runner or a jockey, get in position to be ready to receive blessings. That means sometimes being willing to literally go out on a limb for something meaningful, something you believe in, something bigger than yourself. And don't buy the lie that the so-called real world is all about just being safe and secure and accumulating money and a bunch of stuff. Because the real world, the world that we love, is a green, living world full of real dangers and stunning beauty and breathtaking surprises. So, go. Go out in the world where your heart calls you, and don't be afraid. And sometimes you will have to be brave, but the blessings will come. I promise you that. They did to me, and they will to you. And the second thing I wish for you is the insight to recognize the blessings as such. And sometimes this is hard, but you'll know it's a blessing if you are enriched and transformed by their experience. So be ready. All you now graduating, you are, in a sense, hanging, as I was, by a slender rope 7 stories up a machimango tree. My wish for you today is that you enjoy the view. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Montgomery. Congratulations. Now, will Meenakshi Shabra, the Vice Provost of the Academic Area of Mental Health and Well-Being, please approach the podium.
It is my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Barbara Bethea, Lesley's 2024 Graduate Commencement Speaker. Dr. Bethea is the first African-American registered and certified poetry therapist and mentor with the International Federation for Bibliopoetry Therapy. She completed her master's in psychology, poetry therapy, and counseling at Vermont College, and now her PhD in expressive therapies at Lesley University. In addition to being an alcohol and substance abuse counselor through the Office of Addiction Services and Supports, Dr. Bethea has been serving for 16 years as the only poetry therapist with the New York City Health and Hospital Services. Currently, she is the Associate Director of the Creative Arts Program with the New York Correctional Services, which is the country's oldest and largest jail-based art therapy program. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Barbara Bethea.
I want to do it right back at you. How about that? I like to thank my God, to whom I move, live, and have my being. My people over there, that's right. All right, I got 3 minutes. I just lost 5, okay? I'm going to read to you this poem. It's called When Giving is All We Have by Alberto Rios. Thank you. Alberto Rios, 1952 to present. One river gives its journey to the next. We give because someone gave to us. We give because nobody gave to us. We give because giving has changed us. We give because giving could have changed us. We have been better for it. We have been wounded by it. Giving has many faces. It's loud and quiet. Big though small, diamond and wood nails. Its story is old, the plot worn, and the pages too. But we read this book anyway, over and over and again. Giving is first, and every time, hand to hand. Mine to yours. You gave me blue, and I gave you yellow. Together, we are simple green. You gave me what you did not have, and I gave you what I had to give. Together, we made something greater from the difference. My focus is on the last two lines. Each of us has come into this space from a state of being, of place, of mind, of spirit. And yet, we came together and formed communitas, a zeal for learning, exploring and transcribing each experience into ways of knowing, even a new design for living. I beseech you to now go into the world with open hands and do the work of which you have been purposed to do. Fulfill the calling in your heart and give freely, breathe deeply, break out to this new opening to life, filled with the joy of the you of you. Dare to become vulnerable and make something greater from the difference. Congratulations, class of 2024, Wood.
Thank you, Dr. Bethea. Are you used to that yet? Will Steve Shapiro, Vice Provost of the Academic Area of Liberal Arts and Business, please approach the podium?
Good morning. From the group of incredible undergraduate students who auditioned, a committee of faculty, staff, and students selected this year's commencement speaker. Daphne Freeman, a stellar student, is graduating today with a major in biology and double minors in education and chemistry. As she explained to the selection committee, while at Lesley, she nurtured her intellectual curiosity, cultivated her passion for teaching science and math, and recognized the true value of diversity and inclusion in these fields. Her plan is to teach, research how students learn, and empower women in science, all with confidence and determination. Please welcome Daphne Freeman, Lesley's 2024 commencement speaker.
Hi, guys. I remember sitting in my room with tears streaming down my cheeks. Tears of joy. Kind of. They were bittersweet. I had just rearranged my childhood bedroom to be my dorm room for my first year at Lesley University. Online, of course. I got new fairy lights, took some posters down that were just too high school, and I dyed my hair bright purple. The world was mine. I remember sitting back in my chair in LU 101 thinking, wow, I made it. And my first year at Lesley, it was really weird because it was fully online, right? It was really surreal. The foundation of my college experience was riddled with uncertainty. And yet, despite those challenges and those negative emotions, I can stand up here and say to myself, wow, I made it. For real this time, right? My second year at Lesley, I changed my major from art therapy to biology and education because just after 2 science classes, the STEM department at Lesley helped me see that I was capable, something I didn't know about myself in high school. That same year, I applied for a job at the Center for Academic Achievement. This was around the time I truly began to become myself. I began tutoring in general writing, a few science courses here and there, and over time, with continuous work as well as support from my professors, I became a math tutor. Something I never would have thought of myself doing when I got here. And yet, I've loved every single second of it. I feel so honored I can help students with math, whether that just be once, like, hey, I need help with a problem, okay, or fostering like a continuous relationship throughout the semester. And Over these last 3 years working there, I have met some incredible people through the CAA. There's this one student that really sticks with me. This student began coming to me for consistent math help this semester. We developed a great schedule and rapport, and as I continued to work with this student, sure, she was improving skills and doing problems faster, but what truly impressed me was not her mathematical skill, but her willingness to try. Even when she didn't necessarily want to meet, or she had had a terrible day, or the material was particularly confusing, she was ready to try. And she had this drive, this open willingness to learn and understand more. In November of 2023, I had the privilege of going to an education conference and presenting research with one of our professors, Dr. Brooke Eisenbach. That was yeah, let's hear it for Brooke. And that whole conference, it was incredible, but I loved being there as just an attendee and not a presenter. I got to meet so many like-minded educators, learn more about the educational system on a national scale, and there were these free little things like lanyards and pencils and whatnot, right? I got this little rubber bracelet there, and I wear that bracelet every single day I teach. I wear it every day I tutor. I'm wearing it today. It says, "Be who you needed." And that phrase really resonated with me, and it still does. Be who you needed. I would like you all to take a moment and think of who you needed. Maybe that's a teacher who asked how you were doing and truly cared about the answer. Maybe it's a scientist who works with a team to develop treatments for a disease, or a therapist that was responsive and made a difference, or a writer who changed someone's perspective on life with just their words on a page. Be who you needed. I hope this resonates with you as well. Michelle Obama once said, "Becoming isn't about arriving somewhere or achieving a certain aim." I see it instead as a forward motion, a means of evolving, a way to continuously reach toward a better self. The journey doesn't end. And as I become an educator, as we become writers and artists and scientists and storytellers, this is the true commitment we make, a lifelong commitment to learning, growing, and evolving. That is the Lesley experience. So as I stand here before you and reflect on my experience at Lesley University, both as a student and a tutor, I can confidently tell you this place has left a lasting impact on my character and the educator I've become today. There are so many professors I have to thank for helping me find my true passion here. Specifically, Grace Ferris, Nicole Weber, Amy Myrtle, Steve Benson, and James O'Keefe. I'll miss you guys, and thank you for making Lesley what it was. Overall, I can attribute finding my best friends, my mentors, and my passion to Lesley. Thank you for your time. Congratulations.
Again, a special thank you to Daphne and to Barbara for their addresses for us this morning. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce our Alumni Association President, Albert Myers. Albert is a member of the class of 2018, earning a degree in liberal arts and sciences, and also a member of the class of 2022, where he earned his master's in mental health and counseling. Albert?
Didn't put me in front of a live microphone. How y'all doing today? Good morning, good morning. First and foremost, I would be remiss as a member of the Lesley community, as a Lesley alumni, to not name and honor a man who's no longer with us here today, Gregory St. Dick. Greg was a beloved member of the Lesley faculty, a mentor, a friend, and a powerful, powerful person. And I wanted to name that here today because I know Greg has touched many of the undergrad who may be sitting here today, and I wanted to name that, so thank you. Rest in peace, Greg. As I said, good morning, good morning. My name is Albert Myers, my pronouns are he, him, and as the president of the Alumni Association, I commend each and every one of you here today for making it to where you are. Today you join over the 90,000 others who have graduated from Lesley. 90,000, wow, that's a lot of people. I don't know if y'all know that or not. Members of the Alumni Association represent a vast network of leaders, artists, teachers, and innovators who make a positive impact on local, national, and even global scales. It's deeper than that, though. Being a part of the association means being a part of a growing community, a community that helps one another and builds one another up. It also means that when you see another Lesley alum in your field, whether that's teacher, therapist, science, whatever it is you may be in, you'll feel connected in a way that others just won't understand. We call that the Lesley way. And I can tell you, from my experience, if you're from Lesley and you know Lesley, you see Lesley. You are the future. And today, this is your moment. As you graduate, you're taking your Lesley education out into the world to improve lives through a powerful combination of knowledge, skill, innovative thinking, empathy, and passion. You may feel the weight of the expectations and the pressure you're trying to launch on a further career, right? It's normal. Lesley students tend to be open-hearted and determined, but the transition away from undergrad or grad school can feel daunting for anyone. Please know that your time at Lesley, with all that you've learned and experienced along the way, both in and out the classroom, has prepared you for the unpredictability of the world. Trust that. Trust that you will know what to do, and remember that you are not alone in your experience. My Lesley experience allowed me to make it to where I am today. If not for the relationship forged with my professors and taking full advantage of my internship experiences, I'm not sure where I'd be in my life right now. I also made plenty of friends at Lesley. Colleagues, friends who are sitting here today. Shout out you, Melissa. Shout out Lilu. And shout out every single USI member who's graduating here today. We're USI strong out here. I see them stoves. Concepts that I learned and took away from my experience, like use of self as instrument. You are the intervention. You are the change. And so I stand here today thankful for this experience and for sharing this moment with each of you. I invite each of you to shape what Lesley's future looks like for you now as an alumni. You can join me as a part of the Alumni Association. We're looking for amazing people, and we're looking for those who have special experiences like Daphne spoke to, who want to continue to see Lesley and the community grow and continue to be great. And so, with all that, you might be thinking about what's next. You could become a mentor and mentoring prospective students. You might seek guidance from the Career Resource Center, providing career connections, or attend Lesley-sponsored events in the future. Stay connected. We want to see you. Keep in touch with your Lesley family and support the development and the success of future Lesley students. We're a community. Together we can make amazing things happen in this world. I'll end by saying congratulations to every single one of you. I look forward to staying in touch and hearing about all the amazing things you do with your Lesley education and where it takes you. Welcome to the Alumni Association.
Thank you so much. We will now recognize the candidates for doctoral degrees within the study of education. Will Vice Provost of the academic area, Stephanie Spadorcia, please approach the podium to present doctoral candidates for degrees in education.
Chair Strauch, President Steinmeier, I have the honor to present to you these candidates within the degrees of education. We first present diplomas to the PhD candidates to recognize the highest degree awarded by the university. Yesterday, we held a formal draping ceremony for our PhD candidates during which they received their academic hoods. Will the candidates for doctoral degrees in education please come forward?
Dr. Lilu Barbosa.
Dr. Robin Guptill Benoit. Dr. Johnny Cole.
Dr. Kelly Demonez.
Dr. Claudia Amber Tekinaru Foxtree. Dr. Lucille Norma Gertz. Dr. Alicia Christine Gray.
Dr. Allison Carolyn Hardy.
Dr. Jason Michael LaRock. Dr. Amy Marie Mitchell. Dr. Erica Moy. Dr. Katrina Marie Ramirez Gonzalez. Dr. Ellen Reeve. Dr. Liz Stapleton. Dr. Maurice A. Stein. Dr. Bethany Tremblay Price.
We will now recognize the candidates for Certificate of Advanced Graduate Studies and Master's Degree recipients within the area of education. Will the most effective, caring, kind, compassionate teachers come forward? The candidates for Advanced Graduate Study and Master's Degrees in Education.
Esdras Manuel Garcia. Juliana Yulan Kane. Annie Dye. Genevieve Kimberly Wharton. Delaney Joanne Crawford. Megan Andres. Lindsay Marie Jensen. Catherine Vitale. Samantha Jean Jensen. Lauren Paskarian. Anna Niles DeLong. Elizabeth Carol Baldessaro. Rebecca Levin. Alexa Jane Hammelberg. Amanda Nicole Urban. Francesca Marie Stufano. Trinidad Victor Ramkisoon. Babirai Ruth Mirembe. Andrea Carol Lavoie. Kendall Rose Hoover. Sydney Swash. Rebecca Michelle Hassler. Callie Gill. Stevie Carroll. Adriana Vasallo. Sophia M. Rashid. Taylor Michaela Walsh. Ashley Elizabeth Smith. Shirley Abraham Laurent. Viola Mary Butland Doobie. Megan Jane Selby. Catherine Eleanor Bryson. Rebecca Martell. Tiffany Eric McDonald. Earl Simons. Kayla Nicole Burgess. Catherine O'Brien. Kimberly A. Morrell. Anna Durnelly Burke. Andrew William Bolt. Ian Hacker. Madison Ain Dick. Shay Eleanor Kelly. Diana Karamortopoulos. Jennifer H. Sands. Sarah Kate Coakley. Asia Lee Steffen. Megan Michelle Quigley. Gabriel Kaufman. Elizabeth Alexikos. Lee Ellen Dancy. Sophia Rose Sank. Samantha Johnston. Mary Catherine Shackshober. Heather Gallant. Sophie Dennis. Ariana Murray. Sam Olson. Ellis Lauren Dunleavy. Elodie Pasale. Molly Elizabeth Goldberg. Natalie Johnson Dumart. Jenny Lorraine Weston. Scott Allen Mooney.
Ebenezer Taylor.
Melissa Grajeda Moreno. Eleanor Isabel Valley. Julia Raimondi. Lindsay May Louie. Isabel Boniface. Catherine Elizabeth Jepson. Olivia Dussault. Margaret Donahue. Olivia Light. Morgan Kenzie Hall. Emma Elizabeth McGraw. Paulina Constance Colivas. Amanda J. Getchell. Heather M. Branco. Nicole Anderson. Rachel Bieniston. Fernanda Hetzamer.
Jessa Lynn Oliveira.
Elizabeth Montero. Annie Noel Maloney. Sana Aluwalia. Allison Goldstein. Christine Carney. Brian Lopez Cornier. Sherlyn Pierre Renee. Leah Herlihy. Haley Devlin Thompson. Julia Stevens. Jacqueline Bella Solomon. Leah Reinhold. Ariel Love Bailey. Kimberly Ann Thompson. Ratika Joshi.
Laura Donovan.
Brittany Dubois. Ruth Fiona Ginty Bazile. Julie Agbagada. Gianna Sebdidio.
We will now recognize the candidates for bachelor's degrees within the area of education. Will the newest inspiring teachers in our country please come forward? The candidates for bachelor's degree of education.
Mackenzie Catherine Garbos, cum laude. Grace Alexandra Leet, summa cum laude. Sandra Ann Mocaldi. Zain Walid Al-Alawi. Asma Esmat Sayed Ahmed. Carly Jean Skaka, summa cum laude. Leah Packard, magna cum laude. Elizabeth M. Newman, magna cum laude. Caitlin Sue Denger, magna cum laude. Abigail Trask, summa cum laude. Kira Ryden Bergman, summa cum laude. Brooke Elizabeth Witten, magna cum laude. Jenny Lee. Emma Mayfen Bischoff, summa cum laude. Vanessa Nairi Uzlek, summa cum laude. Kelly Malaika Fede, cum laude. Sadia Yusuf Durir, summa cum laude. Juliana Valentim Martins. Alexandra Ross. Yahaira Yamilet Aguirre. Quina Wong. Megan McNally. Aaliyah Blackett, summa cum laude. Ashley Noelis de Leon. Emily Rachel Hockman. Zane Canel Henry, cum laude. Cindy Johanna Salazar, cum laude. Molly Sarah Cooper, summa cum laude. Catherine Grace Sherman, magna cum laude. Emily V. Jones, summa cum laude. Anne Sarah Little, summa cum laude. Kaylee Rose Powers, summa cum laude. Marcella Marie Hubbard Brucker, summa cum laude. Ray Allison Stope. Mallory J. Belizaire, cum laude. Tiana S. Senatas. Miar Law. Christine R. Amaral, magna cum laude. Eva Y. Lim, summa cum laude. Evelyn Martinez, magna cum laude. Alyssa E. Felton Vasquez, cum laude. Nora Cherboulier Orzak. Blarina Voshtina.
We will now recognize the candidates for doctoral degrees within the study of mental health and well-being. Will Vice Provost of the academic area, Meenakshi Shabra, please approach the podium to present doctoral candidates for the degrees in mental health and well-being.
Chair Strauch, President Steinmeier, I have the honor to present to you the candidates for degrees in the studies of mental health and well-being. We first present diplomas to the PhD candidates to recognize the highest degree awarded by the university. Yesterday, we held a formal draping ceremony for our PhD candidates, during which they received their academic hoods. Will the candidates for the doctoral degrees in mental health and well-being please come forward?
Dr. Lauren Elizabeth Barrett.
Dr. Barbara Bethea.
Dr. Yuri Kim. Dr. Darcy Nelson. Dr. Christina Savitz Glazner. Dr. Tiffany L. Thompson. Dr. Madeline D. Cerullo. Dr. Jasmine Ray Hagan. Dr. Lauren L. Porter. Dr. Erin Lee Spencer.
We will now recognize the candidates for Certificate of Advanced Graduate Study and master's degree recipients within the area of mental health and well-being. Will the candidates for Certificate of Advanced Graduate Study and master's degree in mental health and well-being please come forward?
Preetha Ray Costello. Caitlin Carson. Suzanne Thibault. Britley Gahn. Danielle Georgia Ivy Tabana. Emily Lynn Olive. Jen McManus. Kevin Hong An Lin. Emma Geller. Shannon Catherine McGrail. Chanel Celeste Gogan. Sierra Nicole Carr. Marilina I. Arzuaga Morales. Jessica Supranat. Jennifer Ann Liff. Michael Thomas Shurak. Madison Borden. Alejandro Grover. Eric Philip Wallet. Christina Shell Pate. Gabrielle Elizabeth Lopez. Margot Seiden. Arona T. Primolani. Edwige Rambeau. Catherine Elizabeth Stevenson. Anna Liebeck. Jason Walter Kuhl. Mary Wolf Bulger. Ashley Osborne. Madison Rose Kenny. Elizabeth Ann Gravel.
Lena Carl.
Carolyn Dong Juan, Brazil. Wan Yi Huang. Melissa Caitlin Walsh. Zara Goldberg. Tamar Foreman. Hannah Grace Bucciferro. Mira Hemler. Joy Yen Wu. Elizabeth Mary Ferrara. Alejandra De Leon. Kate Hunter. Janice Cam Sim Chen. Gabrielle Christy Johnson. Melanie Veronica Snyder. Angela Moruzzi. Alexis Lee Larson. Destiny Aliyah Hassel. Maya Gray Wright. Patricia Elizabeth Muratore. Derek Yu. Bukhari Matthew Brown. Patricia Anderson Lucas. Mindy Joy Glover. Megan Teixeira. Jennifer Morin. Emma R. Shikatani. Kelly Rose Bohal. Anastasia Bondarenko. Jordan Robert hand. Zoe Ray Mikes. Emily Sudbrock. Stephanie Quincy Hartshorn. Brianne Alicia Terrence. Robin J. Bodwin. Mia Lauren Ballard. Hillary Stoller. Alexandra Orgira. Tiffany Golando. Olivia Michelle Griffin. Annie Therese Kaplan. Rebecca Rose Archer. Kathleen McKiernan Cormier. Lesley R. Formby. Deborah K. Hudson. Isabella Joan Sanchez. Courtney Pitzer. Rachel Ango. Catherine Ann Day. Catherine Elizabeth Gilpatrick. Annabella Marie Silva. Olivia Moore. Molly Louise Hochman. Michaela Sheehan Klein. Ben Lee. Kanisha Pierre Noel. Bonnie Fraser Diamond. Lenny Schwartz. Yu Tzu Lin. Injung Chen. Yenny Lee. Jonathan Kang. Eric Schwartz. Anatoly Katz. Alana Davis. Rebecca Miller. Elizabeth Strausser Olarte. Mindy Thacker. Elizabeth Lucretia Lovin. Nicole Baril Rivera. Alicia Giselle Egyptiaco. Beth Calabrese. Miranda Cox. Sophia Nicole Schneider. Alexandra Jordan Nisgoda. Lysandra Nicole Fernandez. Joanny Maria Castillo. Darrell V. Heisch II. Selena Elizabeth Nieves. Marissa Jax. Gabrielle Sage Dunkley. Saïta Pierre Antoine. Lauren E. Pope. Sarah Elizabeth Scarborough. Jimmy Bonilla. Jada Marie Pearson. Natalie Wright. Sarah Helen Taggart. Elizabeth Barbera. Ana Maria Guzman Cardenas. Claire Terrio. Kayla Mackenzie Medeiros. Natasha Sky McLeod. Samuel Brown. Sarah Wallingford. Noor Abir Green.
Alexandra Faith Traub.
Lauren Classy. Annabelle Lord Patey. Megan Bell. Lital Dotan. Latoya T. Robinson. Brooke Alexandra Ferguson. Cassandra Doria. Margaret Kelly Young. Riley Blake. Alexis Cisneros. Remington Moses. Carly J. Iasconi. Kaylin Alexandria Massa. Rebecca Laura Ferreira. Bruna Stephanie de Oliveira Afonso. Mariana Catherine Dalegas. Evelyn Cruz Pedrosa. Wilza Ariana Lopez Rodriguez. Yong Liang O Yang. Salim Halal. Tomas Steinbrecher. Jonas Butler. Kevin Seth. Alexander Ezra Schultz. Rel Rubin. Beckham Hamlin. Annie K. Ficara. Serhat Kilixiar. Erica Lynn LaPlante. Rebecca Ann Torcasio. Catherine Emma Monopoly. Erin Elizabeth Walsh. Lydia Dana Roderick. Indira Beth Totaram. Kelsey Taryn Woods. Elizabeth Ann Powers. Sharon Hope Muwanguzi. John Clark Jr. Kylie Grenier. Mary Wanda Danielewski. Sydney Dawson. Shikha Manish Shah. Emma Shie. Catherine E. Martin. Julia Catherine Deininger. Maria Camila Montilla Camacho. Tasien Cabrera. Caitlin Kennedy Nord. Andrea Lee Taylor. Anna Farr. Sarah Silverman. Alexis M. Cohen. Amy Bullock. Elizabeth Renee Anderson. Madeline Elizabeth Forty. Holly K. Zapiri. Yasmin Smiley. Jocelyn Sarah Glatzer. Jamie Cohen. Cassie Green. Carlene Ortiz. Angelique Bouchain. Hazuki Okamoto. Ritika Gopalakrishnan. McKenna Waisaki. Amanda Marie Delore. Emily Slotine. Trinity Perry. Elizabeth Ann Lewis.
We will now recognize the candidates for dual degrees within the areas of mental health and well-being. Will the candidates for the dual degree in mental health and well-being please come forward?
Ayala Dayan. Emily Rose Heidler. Jillian Teodoro Mariano. Stephen K. Oliver. Stephanie R. Seifert. Kara Alexis Waltman.
We will now recognize the candidates for the bachelor's degrees within the area of mental health and well-being. Will the candidates for the bachelor's degrees in mental health and well-being please come forward?
Phoebe Jane Maderos, summa cum laude. Elliot J. Armstrong, cum laude.
Ava Hazo, cum laude.
Chantel Mary Cotley, magna cum laude. M. Georgia Katona, summa cum laude. Chandler Michael Strout, magna cum laude. Emma Rose Papalardo, cum laude. Grace C. Garvin, cum laude. Aleana Michelle Robert, magna cum laude. Jillian Margaret Gomes. Sasha Rose Reck, summa cum laude. Tawana Oliver. Lauren Mendoza, magna cum laude. Amy Victoria Guichard. Sheila Johnson. Catherine Ann Souza. Ashley Joy Hines, magna cum laude. Jordan Elizabeth Plord, magna cum laude. Sarah B. Mogan, cum laude. Christina Short, cum laude. Erin Alexis Lewis, cum laude. Catherine Marie Graham, cum laude. Ellis Anthony Guerin, cum laude. Blue Amenti Brown, magna cum laude. Carla Annalie Maldonado Limus. Alyssa Marie Yurgatelis, summa cum laude. Emanuela Feliciano Carrascal. Annabelle Aline Sidlick, magna cum laude. Tanya D. Medina. Noor Haram, magna cum laude. Kelly Cricina Lino Ignacio. Emily Mello Federici. Monique Duncan. Lydia Alejandra Alvarado. Kiara Pirish. Clarissa A. Zelaya, cum laude. Daria Lemperer. Erin Marie Gustus, cum laude. Emily Elizabeth Hernandez, magna cum laude. Michaela Gennari, summa cum laude. Maria Santilli, summa cum laude. Madeline Rose Berg, magna cum laude. Marissa Petral. T. McClure. Noah DaCosta Leet, summa cum laude. Michael Simpson, cum laude. Anna Ohotnicki. Haley Sierra Carrillo Hayes, magna cum laude. Dylan Seth Langston. Lexi Sherburne.
Catherine Broadbine Chamberlain.
Kathleen Mary Tani, summa cum laude. Kaylee Crafts, summa cum laude. Marissa Kate Aruda. Eva Ani Oskanyan, cum laude. Maya Elizabeth Ray Dillon, summa cum laude. Destiny Conover, cum laude. Sean Martinez, magna cum laude. Rosa Emilia Gregorio Gomez, cum laude. Iman Sadedin, summa cum laude. Benjamin Thomas Allen, summa cum laude. Bailey Christine White. Consuelo Elizabeth Toledo Munoz, magna cum laude.
Hannah Hawkins, summa cum laude.
Katia Sofia Oliveira Antunes. Rayana Sharon Bonner. Gregory Williams, cum laude. Magda De Souza. Luisa Mary Drab, cum laude. Veronica Norwood, cum laude. Liam Jansen, summa cum laude. Soletu Machaba.
We will now recognize the students who have completed the Threshold program. Will Jennifer Thorell, Executive Director of Threshold Programs, please come forward?
Thank you. Chair Stroud, President Steinmeier, I have the honor to present to you these candidates. These courageous and hardworking students have overcome many obstacles on their educational journey to join us here today, having gained critical skills for independence and employment. They have demonstrated a keen desire and fierce determination to learn and grow in order to reach their fullest potential. Today, they are one step closer on their path to success. Will Threshold candidates please come forward to accept their certificates?
Alisa Mary Pete. Sam Corbin Geller. Lane Zarukian. Ariana Grace Gallagher. Samantha Grace Barry. Abigail Robinson.
Belle Isaacs.
Mark Ronald Shagnon. Olivia Simone Hastings. Taylor McCormick. Carly Jibutowski. Karina Fox. Ashna Chansi Chavala. Maggie Fusco.
We will now recognize the candidates for degrees from the College of Art and Design. Will the Vice Provost of the College, Heather Shaw, please come forward to present the candidates for the degrees from the College of Art and Design.
Hello. Chair Strzok, President Steinmeier, I have the honor to present to you these candidates. Through their personal investigations and self-reflection, skills, research, learning, and dedication, these candidates become part of the rich legacy of graduates from the College of Art and Design at Lesley University. They work in our growing creative economy with the knowledge and skills needed to better understand the world and improve the quality of our experiences. Will the candidates for the master's degrees within the College of Art and Design please come forward to accept their degrees?
Dominic Vincent Icapino. Caroline Waterman. Samantha Barthelemy. Anna Gigi. Charisse Naomi Zarunian.
We will now recognize the candidates for the bachelor's degrees from the College of Art and Design. Will the amazing candidates for the bachelor's degrees within the College of Art and Design please come forward?
Abigail Ann Galinas. Margaret Elizabeth Furtado, cum laude. Haley Marie Spinali, cum laude. Colleen Elizabeth Cooney, cum laude. Wilson Goncalves Barbosa. Kelsey Mora McFarland, summa cum laude. Jaylene Guzman, summa cum laude. Andrea Maddie Davis, cum laude. Lily Elise Bell. Douglas Wooden. Sunny Badrauri. Jared Wallace, cum laude. Jialong Yuan, summa cum laude. Curvins Georges, magna cum laude. Ni Win Uyen Ho, magna cum laude. Brian Matthew Jacobus. Joseph Julian Magarolas. Olivia Grace Scopa, cum laude. Valentina Diaz Avila, magna cum laude. Jerica Fry, cum laude. Milena Rogalski. Kayla Eileen Connor, magna cum laude. Michelle Hutter, magna cum laude. Jillian Taylor Lessier, summa cum laude.
Jordan Payne, magna cum laude.
Autumn Porter, cum laude. Ty Gagliardone. Isabel Ann O'Hagan, cum laude. Anna Elizabeth Sullivan. Catherine Lee Nguyen, cum laude. Isabella Olson Mann. Victoria Lynn Ginden. Ariana Bunch. Eleanor Littlehorn. Marcella Sophia Cardoni. Isabella Stewart Blake. Hannah Riley Card, cum laude. Jessica Elizabeth Bahovko. Kali Elise Dangel. Sky Alexandra Pracuda, magna cum laude. Elliot H. Kramer. Lucia Dufresne Koch. Artem Babinov. J. Jean Thomas. Talene Raquel Brubach, cum laude. Shelby Ann Larley. Shanier Joan Lones. Kevin James Buxton. Dylan Michael Wallace, magna cum laude. Frankie Pearl Paradise, summa cum laude. Crosby Drake Barnard. Melina Idalia Mercado, summa cum laude. Eliza Riley Brooke, cum laude. Man Ra'afat Zaini. Messiah Ariel Jones, cum laude. Lindsay Elizabeth Torrey, cum laude. Grace Machado, cum laude. Dongju Milton Kim, cum laude. Jensen Rivas Palencia. Brian Sean Fury. Drew Silva, magna cum laude. Jared Sean Tanalis. Ashlyn Nicole Catone, cum laude. Jenna Ray Sullivan, magna cum laude. Sally Iris Steele. Caitlin Teresa Flaherty. Audrey Nelson, cum laude. Brissa Perez Pelayez, cum laude. Alexis Hampson, cum laude. Moxie Lorenze. Daniel Patrick Mason, cum laude. Sion Gurma Mulat. Madison Michelle Gassell. Jasper Canoyer. Rowena Meredith Poole. Griffin George Perkins. Emerson Landon, magna cum laude. Sophia Faradine. Madison Ann Caravella. Molly Kerman. Sarah Rose Clifford, cum laude. Luna James. Jason E. Perry. Shannon Christine Doyle. Jesse Samuel Ellis, magna cum laude. Paulina Sandoval Alvarez. Emma Mosley Behrens. Roberto Carlos Rodriguez Paz, magna cum laude. Tristan Livio Coughlin. Lauren Catherine Tyrell. Riley May Woods, cum laude. Aiden Daniel O'Sullivan, cum laude. Sarah Jean Saulnier. Desmond Charles Spranklin. Reese Muriel Stephan. Genevieve A. Santana. Luke Pranas Rogan, magna cum laude.
Victoria Lai.
Anna Grace Jarvis, cum laude. Nicole Louise Spencer. Camille C. Herena. Lucas Costa Silva, cum laude. Shawnice Aliyah Vaines, cum laude. Adam Vardero. Joseph John Corcoran. Jason Christopher Roderick, magna cum laude.
We will now recognize the candidates for degrees in liberal arts and business. Will the Vice Provost of Liberal Arts and Business, Stephen Shapiro, please come forward to present the candidates for degrees in liberal arts and business?
Chair Strauch, President Steinmeier, I have the honor to present to you these candidates. These students have distinguished themselves as promising leaders in business, humanities, natural science and mathematics, and social science. Each candidate today personifies excellence, resilience, and persistence, and that sought-after combination of theoretical knowledge, real-world experience, and imagination. Will the candidates for the master's degree in business administration please come forward?
John Du Bois.
We will now recognize the candidates for bachelor's degrees within the area of liberal arts and business. Will the amazing and magnificent candidates for bachelor's degrees in liberal arts and business please come forward?
Rafi Albuquerque, cum laude. Comlin Hans Dohoho, cum laude.
Fiona Fraser Tully, summa cum laude.
Abigail Grace Dunford. Claire Noelle Hosford, cum laude. Michelle Ann Mitchitson, cum laude. Cecilia Gail Cano Daly. Daphne Inara Freeman, cum laude. Jahaira de Jesus Colas, cum laude. Erin Frances Steen, cum laude. Ileana R. Herlara. Erica Michelle DeMatos. Eileen Marie Gilby. Fee Lafferty, cum laude. Maya Alexandra Blavelt. Laura Saray, cum laude. Megan Amelia Olive Shorp. Helen Margarin. Elizabeth Jane Heffron, magna cum laude. Mansoor Khalid Nassier. Eliza Catherine Spiegelman. Shannon Foley. Nu Nguyen, cum laude. Maiza Gordon. Grace Valentine Mendel. Samantha Mecklenburg. Alexandra R. Curley, magna cum laude. Jordan Blair, magna cum laude. Tatiana Iskai Ledesma, summa cum laude. Tyler Isaiah Washington. Alexander Roy Reed, cum laude. Miles Thomas Chamberlain. Jaden Thomas Lee Harris. Celia Hazurjan, summa cum laude. Valerie Dylan Mendoza. David B. Faust. Tanya Patrice Jordan Borges. Carmen J. Figueroa. Daisy Catherine Wagrinjanowski, summa cum laude. Max Edward Krikorian. Matthew Hicks, magna cum laude. Aya Wagdi Mosa. Sophia Bishop Rice. Mina Rog Schmidt, magna cum laude. Ellie K. Guzikowski, magna cum laude. Kai Isabella Sobrau, summa cum laude. Art Evren Terek. Daniel J. O'Neill. Tina Jane Richards, magna cum laude. Bridget Donovan, magna cum laude. Michelle Patricia D'Alessio, cum laude. Yasmin Abdi Jama. Janai Sheree Lejean Sibley, cum laude. Beatrice Boucher Moger, magna cum laude.
Shalea Rochelle Berryhill, magna cum laude.
Mara M. Landry. Makara Vath, cum laude. Pamela Denise Terrell. Daryl Michael Alexander, Jr., cum laude. James Thomas Brandon. Annabelle Marie Shamoon, magna cum laude.
So we ask that all guests remain in their seats following the conferral of degrees so that the stage party can have the opportunity to march out of the pavilion. Will all candidates for all degrees and certificates please rise? I certify that these students have fully complied with the regulations prescribed by our faculty and that they have, by examination or performance, demonstrated thoroughness of their work. On behalf of the faculty, I present these candidates to you so that these degrees and certificates may be granted.
Oops, take my script. Where's my script?
It's in the book. This one's mine.
Okay, all right. At the end.
Do you want mine?
And so, by the authority granted to me by the Lesley University Board of Trustees and with the approval of the Lesley University faculty, I award each of you your respective degree or certificate with all the rights, privileges, opportunities, and responsibilities it offers you as an educated citizen of the community. First-time graduates, please move your tassel to the left. And please join us for a post-commencement reception set up in the tent to my right here. There'll be food and beverages and live music along with the accompaniment of your peers, fellow colleagues, and faculty members. We hope you'll take the time to enjoy the celebration of your achievements. And once again, congratulations.